It's the 2K Sports pregame show.
Welcome to 2K Sports, everybody. I'm Ernie Johnson, sitting alongside the Big Diesel, Shaquille O'Neal, and the prop plane, Kenny Smith. And tonight our broadcast will be shifting to Minneapolis, where we'll see the Timberwolves going up against the Los Angeles Lakers. And for Los Angeles, they are hungry for a win here. Last season they got swept by this team. 4 straight losses, something they haven't forgotten. And Tom Thibodeau, Tibbs they call him, running the whole show in Minnesota.
I have a question.
What's that?
Thibodeau, but then you translate it to Tibbs.
I don't know. I know, it never has made a whole lot of sense.
Okay.
Why couldn't he should be Thibs.
I was just about to say that.
It made more sense when they called him Tom Thibodeau and called him Tibbs. But then they said, no, really, it's actually Thibodeau, and they still call him Tibbs.
Then that makes no sense.
I know. But he has a great core in place.
Yeah, he does.
They should be competitive for a while, don't you think?
Well, Thibs, or Tibbs, is one of the greatest defensive minds in the game, depending how you look at it. Tibbs or Tibbs.
You know, he actually got a start in the NBA with the Wolves. It's amazing how things come back around.
It is.
What's that?
That's a wolf.
That's a Timberwolf?
Whatever kind of wolf it may be.
In Minnesota, it's a Timberwolf.
It's a Timberwolf.
You think that's what it sounds like?
Hold on. Timbers have something to do with trees. So a wolf that bites on trees?
No, it's out there living in the trees.
Living in the trees.
Got it. Okay.
Living up there, way up there in the trees.
So what's a werewolf?
Ow! No, that's a Timberwolf right there.
But what's a werewolf?
Ow!
What's a werewolf?
That's a dog, Ernie. That's not a Timberwolf.
Well,
I think a werewolf is a fictional character. I don't think it's actual.
does it make any noise?
I don't think it's a werewolf.
So you're telling me werewolf in London wasn't real?
No.
I just got back from London. I just saw one.
Okay, time for tip-off as we send it over to Kevin Harlan for the call.
Welcome, everyone, to this 2K Sports broadcast live from downtown Minneapolis. Kevin Harlan here, and I'm joined by Greg Anthony, Clark Kellogg, and David Aldridge, who's reporting from the sideline. Last game for the Timberwolves, they picked up the W against the Bucks, and that was a close call. They pulled it out with a win and just 2 points at that, but it wasn't easy.
And that was not an easy game for them. I mean, they barely hung on at the end of regulation before they were able to pull it out in overtime.
And it could turn out to be one of their biggest wins of the season. I mean, just because of the way they came through when it mattered most. That's clutch play that could serve them well going forward.
And David Aldridge is standing by for our pregame report. David, good evening.
Well, guys, you remember that Anthony Davis had a growth spurt in high school that took him from a 6'2 guard to a 6'10 big man. Now, he remembered telling his mother, I can't fit in my bed, I can't fit in my shoes, I can't fit in these jeans you brought me. And her saying, I just bought those 3 weeks ago. Kevin?
It's all paid off in the long run, though. Thanks, DA. And early in the season, many coaches, Clark, still experimenting with rotations. Who plays when and where, and how long has it been in your experience to have that established on a team?
Well, it varies from team to team. There are a number of factors. One, the coach, has he been there a while? Does he have an established style of play and system? 2, what's your roster like? How healthy are you? What's the mix and makeup of your team? So it could vary, but typically you'd like to have it not prolong itself into the regular season. You hope that the few weeks of training camp, and then by the time you get a month of the season under your belt, that you're pretty anchored into who you are and how you're going to try to play.
Good outline. Now a chance, courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. The starting 5 on the floor. Taking a look at the Lakers. Green is out there with Rajon Rondo. Then it's Anthony Davis. Then there's DeMarcus Cousins. And it's James in at the 3. Now here's Teague after LeBron James's miss. And the rejection by Cousins. Takes a 3. 5 on the clock. That's good from Teague on the assist by Towns. Teague's got his first bucket of the game, and he's on the board for 3. James against Covington. Green up on top. On the wing, Davis. Bell with the block. Covington wide open. He fires. And again, Minnesota with the triple.
Man, nice perimeter shooting by Robert Covington. Just has such a really aesthetically pleasing release on those long ball attempts.
Rondo, good.
And really a good job spotting his teammate near the bucket and then just pinpoint passing for the finish.
Green against T. Here's Towns, and it's good off the back of the rim and in. Towns has got his first bucket of the night.
How about 3 or 4 from the floor to start? That's always a good sign.
Rondo against T. Davis kicks to LeBron. There's the 3. Hits it from three-point range. James has got himself going with the triple, his first basket of the game. And Jeff Teague grew up in Indianapolis, spent a season with the Pacers. Clark, you've spent some time around that team. What are your impressions of Teague?
I think he's really solid, kind of a quiet leader, steady, reliable. He actually stayed in his parents' basement while he was with the Pacers. Pretty frugal, I would add, too. They say you can't go home again. I guess he proved that theory wrong.
Now, here's Green. 9 points last game out. And Davis now top of the key. Bell against James. From down in the low post, it goes. LeBron's got 5 now.
Man, you got to respect and appreciate how polished LeBron is inside. I mean, he really excels at creating opportunities for himself close to the rim.
LeBron against Covington. Wiggins left side. That's tipped. Tries to keep it alive. And out of bounds as the Lakers gain possession. The Lakers trail. Guys, a potent offense right now.
You know what, guys? And they're playing with a certain amount of assuredness in their game. That type of confidence is what leads teams to having success.
The Cobra, he's checked in for the Timberwolves. Napier comes in for Jeff Teague. The Lakers also making some changes. Caldwell Pope comes in for Green. And Quinn Cook subbed in for Rajon Rondo. Here's the Cobra. Playing Milwaukee, he was nearly unstoppable. Count that one.
And I'm trying to think of how many 7-footers I know with that level floater in their arsenal. It's a short roll call list, folks.
Cook kicks to Caldwell Pope. Back to Cook. And the foul called on the Cobra. That's his first foul. And some changes here for the Timberwolves. Jang, he's checked in for Karl Anthony Towns. Noah Vonleh comes in for Bell. And Layman subbed in for Wiggins. And then for Los Angeles, JaVale McGee's checked in for Cousins. Kyle Kuzma comes in for Anthony Davis. And Bradley's subbed in for James. First quarter of play and just over 3.5 minutes in. Kuzma against Jang. McGee finds Bradley. Rebound Minnesota. And this matchup with the Lakers, it's their first meeting of the season.
And while they swept the season series against them last year, making it pretty clear how much separation exists between the two teams.
Yeah, Greg, I mean, one is a playoff team. The other, question mark, ... not so much. But things change, and you're only as good as your last win, so we'll see how they handle things tonight.
Clark, you once worked for the Indiana Pacers, Vice President, Player Relations, and really had your fingerprints on a lot of part of that organization. Could you see yourself going back to an NBA front office role?
I don't anticipate that. I love what I do as a brother. I really feel as though I'm right where God wants me to be. Currently had a wonderful tenure with the Pacers, 32 years between playing, broadcasting both radio and television, then 4 years in the VP of Player Relations role. Phenomenal relationships with a number of people, but no, I think that chapter for me is in the rearview mirror.
I speak for everyone playing the game, watching the game. We're glad you're in broadcasting, I'll tell you that.
Thank you, partner.
That's his first personal foul.
1:36 left here in the opening quarter. And the dunk by Vonleh.
Gorgie Jang doing a nice job getting the ball to the open teammate there. Nicely done.
Lakers trail by 6. McGee, the pass to Bradley. Caldwell Pope outside to the inside, and the slam dunk by McGee.
Yeah, first and foremost, he's a pass-first team player, is Caldwell Pope. Love seeing that.
And that was an unleashed chaos moment indeed. What a spectacular play, sponsored by Under Armour Hover Havoc. Napier kicks to Zhang. Pass to Lehman. Passes it to Napier. 6 on the shot clock. And Vonleh has it in the corner. Misses the 3.
And close to making the defense pay for the lax coverage that time.
Here's Cook. He feeds it to Bradley. It's tipped. 27 seconds left to play in the first. Here's Napier. And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here.
That's his first personal foul.
This is his first chance at the line tonight.
Shabazz Napier taking 2 shots.
The first free throw is good. Young's checked in for Bradley. And both free throws good for Napier. And it's Cook with the ball for the Lakers. 6-point game. They couldn't put the pieces together, losing that last matchup with San Antonio.
Yeah, and in a hostile environment, they did not rise to the occasion, especially on the defensive side.
Yeah, there was no shine on that effort. Really lackluster. Their D was nowhere to be found.
And so it's Minnesota with a 6-point lead at the end of the quarter. Their lead is where it is because they've gotten good shots. A lot of good shots. Back to the action after this word. Well, you see a lot of players who pick up a controller and fire up NBA 2K, thank goodness, including the king himself, LeBron James.
I play 2K all the time. Seriously, when I'm playing the game, I'm putting certain lineups on the court that I see could actually help us in real life, which is very weird.
Always experimenting, always keeping his mind engaged, Greg, with basketball.
And that's who Bron is. He lives, breathes, and eats basketball.
And if you're just joining us, we've played through 1 quarter in this one. And what do you guys think about Minnesota here in this one?
Well, already in the first period, they found ways to get this offense ramped up.
Yeah, nice beginning so far. This is how you play out of the gate.
So on the floor for the Lakers to start this second quarter. Inside, we've got Kuzma and McGee. Cook out there with Kentavious Caldwell-Pope. And it's Young in at the 3 spot. Here's Lehman. And that basket pushes the lead to double digits. Lehman's got his second bucket of the night. And Tom Thibodeau is a demanding coach, Clark. We know that. His teams have responded, though. But sometimes teams can wear down from that style. Does that concern you in Minnesota?
Not really, Kevin. I mean, he's shown that he's got a proven track record for having teams be successful. And with ownership behind him, I think the players will follow his lead. Remember, he's got the dual role as coach and president of operations. Not sure if that is always the best way to go about it, but in this case, with the alignment with ownership, I think it'll work.
Here's Young after the basket by Minnesota. Over Vonleh. It's deflected. Just about a minute and a half has gone by here in the second. The shot by Lehman, no good. Lakers trail by 12. The feed now to Caldwell-Pope. Solid play in the low block, and that one's good. Caldwell Pope's got his first points of the night.
Caldwell Pope is very comfortable near the rim, cashing in from there.
So the Timberwolves called their first timeout. Hey, Clark, which players, and veterans in particular, do you think have done a great job of adapting their games to remain effective?
Yeah, you know, these lists are pretty long, but I think of Sean Livingston. Remarkable talent, went through some injuries and has found a home at Golden State. Trevor Ariza has been a terrific role player on a couple of teams in his career. Impact player at both ends. Think about Paul Millsap, a guy who has been able to transition to a couple of different teams and provide leadership and great production. So those guys come to mind.
Whole new look on the floor for Minnesota. And the Lakers with some changes.
All right, a chance to check out stats for Teague. Last year, getting it done. Last year averaged 14 points per game, 7 assists, and 3 rebounds. And he's very steady with that second unit, running the offense and getting them into their sets.
Right. I mean, your backup point guard simply has to hold the fort, maintain the status quo, share the basketball, and minimize mistakes.
2 on the clock. No good from Bell. Lakers trail by 10. Cousins finds James. Good. And it's Cousins picking up the assist. And it's 7 points for LeBron.
Could easily have been an and one there. James converting through the contact.
Rondo against Teague. Here's Towns. Kicks it out to Wiggins. Another miss by Minnesota. The Lakers have gone 2 of 5 from the field here in the second quarter, shooting 40%. James, the pass to Cousins, and the shot goes down.
And I'll tell you what, guys, I think that's the best part of James's game, and he's got a lot of good parts, but his vision is otherworldly.
Rondo against Teague. Pass to Towns. Back to Teague. "14 feet away, hits the front of the rim and out." And here's Cousins. He'll bring it up for Los Angeles. Only giving up 6 here in this quarter. Well, Greg, you knew that the Laker front office and Magic were going to do everything they could to bring in big-name free agents, and they succeeded. They got the biggest name of them all in LeBron.
LeBron coming to L.A. completely shifts the mindset of this organization. Team was very busy the rest of the free agent period as well. Still made very aggressive plays as this is a team that is looking to win now.
Covington's shot is off.
And that's the shot you want to create. They just can't get it to fall.
That's what I call an everything but. Good execution, just didn't knock it down. But you're right, they're happy with that shot.
James, well-timed pass, and he goes straight to the bucket for the layup. James has got 4 points now in the quarter.
Every time they get scored on during this run, it's come from inside the paint.
Teague kicks to Bell. He's looking for Wiggins and finds him. And once again off the mark by Minnesota. The Lakers on offense. It's been 8 unanswered points for him. Cousins finds Rondo. Lakers passing it around. Cousins inside, defended by Towns. No good from Cousins.
And the D does just enough to throw off his rhythm on that shot.
And there's the pass to Covington. And he's fouled pretty hard on that shot, but he's got the chance to pick up the points at the line. A bit of an up-and-down season for Covington last year. Great 3 and D player overall, though.
Yeah, very good in those areas. He started out really hot, Kevin, and then was on his way to what looked like a breakout year, and his confidence waned with his shot, kind of like a golfer struggling with his putter. But this guy, because he defends, he has good size, and he does have a good shot, I think he'll bounce back nicely.
First free throw is good.
Man, you got to love the intensity of Covington. I mean, he's a consistent shooter from beyond the arc, and he's a player that also isn't afraid to get dirty on the glass for rebounds. That's a nice combination, nice stroke, but still he'll do some dirty work too.
Minnesota making a switch here. Zhang's checked in. Kyle Kuzma's checked in for the Lakers. Bradley comes in for Green, and both free throws good for Covington.
And watching Robert Covington and how he plays out there, great 3-and-D guy, the ultimate role player on a team, and he just gels well with his teammates and doesn't force shots.
Now here's Bradley. James in the post. Teague covering, and they pick up 2. And that's now 11 points for LeBron.
And this has been a great job of just getting into the middle of that defense and really scoring effectively from the paint.
Teague against Rondo. Teague drives in, draws contact on the shot, and now a three-point play chance as he'll head to the line.
Yeah, you know, Kevin, some point guards will feel that contact and just take the trip to the line, but Teague was determined to draw the foul and convert the shot.
First trip to the free throw line for him tonight. Minnesota making some changes. Layman, he's checked in for Robert Covington. And it's the Cobra in for Wiggins. And then for Los Angeles, JaVale McGee's checked in for Davis. And Quinn Cook subbed in for Rajon Rondo. Free throw good, Teague.
And they have yet to miss a shot from the line here this quarter.
Yeah, you have to make teams pay for fouling you. That's why they call them free. And they've done exactly that, made them pay.
Now here's LeBron. 24-point outing in their last game against the Spurs in San Antonio. Napier, he's checked in for Jeff Teague.
Shabazz Napier.
Puts it up off the inbound. That one wide left.
A slight advantage for them in the rebound department, but that oftentimes is all it takes.
Especially, Greg, when you're scoring the ball at a decent clip the way they have. I mean, they've done exactly what's necessary to take the lead.
It's a 4-second differential between the shot clock and game clock. Knocks it loose. And so it looks like the Timberwolves will retain possession here.
Still Timberwolves ball.
Seven seconds left here in the second. The Timberwolves again can't hit. And so it's the Minnesota Timberwolves heading to the bench with a 7-point lead as we wrap up the quarter. And they've done a phenomenal job down low, so many of their points coming right at the rim. It's time now to go courtside as we send you over to David Aldridge from the sideline. David, take it away.
Thanks, guys. Andrew, what do you like about the way the team's playing so far?
We're competitive right now. We're going after it. In our possession, we're going hard.
We'll see if that continues in the second half, Andrew. Thank you. Back to you, Kevin.
Thank you, David. We'll be back after halftime for the start of the second half momentarily.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hi again, everyone. I'm Ernie Johnson, sitting alongside the Diesel and the Jet. Welcome to the halftime show on 2K Sports. It's Minnesota out in front at the half. They've got the 7-point lead. How about you, Shaq? What'd you think about Minnesota?
I don't think anyone expected to see such numbers from the bench. You know, I'm impressed. It was what they needed, the jolt they needed, Ernie. Wow, I never knew their bench. Matter of fact, I don't even know any of their players coming off the bench. Man, keep going, bench guys.
And Kenny, let's get your thoughts on the Lakers.
I look at the lack of free throw attempts as a key indicator. Because the funny thing about getting to the charity stripe, you have to earn it. You have to put your body in harm's way and be physically willing to take the hit. Right now, one team's playing aggressively and the other team isn't. That's the big difference in the score.
And that'll about do it as we get ready for the second half. Let's take you down to Kevin Harlan.
Shout out to my man Joel.
Joel, what up?
And for those of you just tuning in, thanks for being with us. The second half of this game still to play. What can you say, LeBron James? What an impressive effort today.
His points production thus far, off the charts. It's only been 2 quarters, just a great effort for him for the entire half.
Yeah, and it doesn't matter where he is on the floor either, Greg. He's making it look very easy. He's looking to score the ball.
We played through the first half. Plenty of basketball, though, left in this one. Minnesota leading by 7.
Well, last season the Wolves ended a 14-year playoff drought. It was the longest in the association. And they did it in dramatic fashion, a winner-take-all overtime victory in the final game of the season against the Nuggets. I actually watched that game, and it was worth staying up late for.
Teague is at the point with Wiggins at the 2. Bell is out there with Karl Anthony Towns. And it's Covington in at the small forward position. So that's the lineup for Minnesota. Here's Teague following the basket by DeMarcus Cousins. Teague dishes to Wiggins. Kicks it to Covington. 5 to shoot. It's Bell on the wing. Minnesota needs to get off a shot here. Let's go. And good, as it just snugs right down through the net. And if the regular season brought encouragement for the Wolves, Clark, the postseason showed us just how far they've got to go.
That's right. That's exactly right, Kevin. A win in the first round, just one win. The Rockets were a hard matchup for them, but there's a big difference between being a playoff team and a title contending team.
Here's James after the made shot from Jeff Teague.
And, you know, Cousins is a wrecking ball inside, guys. Effective at using his size to draw the contact close to the rim. He's a hard guy to defend. You know, we're over a year now into the Magic era of the Lakers front office, and Magic showed no hesitation shaking things up with trades, and I think he also did a solid job in the draft as well.
That free throw, no good. And this Lakers front office, I think almost every fan, Clark, would be pleased with the job they've done.
I agree. I mean, they didn't have a ton to work with and made the right moves. I mean, yeah, there were a couple of bumps along the way, but still ended up landing some outstanding free agents.
And the second free throw, good.
And everyone knows when Cousins controls his emotions, he's one of the very best centers in the game.
Teague kicks to Wiggins. Towns against Cousins. Towns, no luck.
And he's just a tough defender. Good positioning to get after that shot.
Did a good job guarding the mid-range, extended out nicely, and definitely bothered the shot.
Now, here's Green. He's still scoreless so far in this one. And that one goes out of bounds. Last touch by Teague. And where have the shots been coming from tonight? Here's a look broken down by paint, mid-range, and three-point shot attempts so far for the Lakers.
And a shot they haven't been looking for very much is that corner three. And when they have, he's been quick to kind of close out and deny it, and they've had to get their points from elsewhere.
And the foul on Jordan Bell. That's his first foul. Minnesota making a switch here. Conley's checked in. The Lakers also making some changes. Young comes in for LeBron. And it's Caldwell Pope in for Danny Green. Davis, the pass to Cousins. He kicks it to Rondo. The dish now to Caldwell Pope. Young for three, and he's able to get it back. Tipped away. 6 to shoot. Minnesota with the rebound. They've held a 12-point lead earlier. Looking ahead, they've got the Jazz coming into town for the next game. That'll be the last of 3 straight at home for the team. And here is Teague. 8 points for him. Fires the 3. Good on the 3-point shot. Teague's got 11 points.
Teague, any room to get that shot off, and he's going to take it and make it. He's a capable 3-point shooter. And Jeff Teague in 2017 signed a healthy $57 million contract to join the T-Wolves. They haven't scrimped in building this roster. I mean, they've been able to and willing to spend some money, and he's a key piece to the puzzle.
They are just killing them on the interior.
Yeah, you can't say that with enough emphasis. I mean, the defenders are just not being aggressive enough down low. You got to play with some physicality in the paint.
Now here's Wiggins. He's still scoreless so far in this one.
Hey, it's a simple game. Just take what the defense allows. Wiggins reads it, smooth with the mid-range stroke. Knock it down.
They've been looking out of sync offensively.
Yeah, their offense has ground to a standstill.
So timeout called here, the first for Los Angeles. And some other contenders, Clark and the West, are faltering. The window now seems to be opening wider for the Timberwolves as they march down this playoff road.
Yeah, they're closing in on it, Kevin. The window is a little wider, but you've got to walk through it, and right now they're still second tier.
Left brain and right brain are biting. Set frames and watch plays deciding. And amongst us as how you find it. I smell a breeze in the morning. I feel your presence is warming. I paid attention to warnings, so we were too cut out the chest warning. And so can get flashing. Ooh, them boys stay nasty. Approaching like Aladdin. Them who was you talking to? And so can get flashing. Ooh, them boys stay nasty. Approaching like Aladdin. Them who was you talking to? And so can get flashing. Ooh, them boys stay nasty. Approaching like Aladdin. Them who was you talking to? And so can get flashing.
Big group substitution now for Minnesota. Gorgie Dangs checked in for Jordan Bell. Jake Layman comes in for Robert Covington. The Cobras checked in for Wiggins, and Shabazz Napier subbed in for T. The Lakers also changing it up. JaVale McGee's checked in for Cousins. Kyle Kuzma comes in for Davis, and Cook subbed in for Rajon Rondo. Passes it to the Cobra. Here's Layman. Just over 3.5 minutes through the third quarter of play now. And that's out of bounds. Minnesota will retain possession. And here's what the schedule looks like for the Los Angeles Lakers. On Wednesday, they'll go up against Kristaps Porzingis and the Dallas Mavericks. Then on Saturday, they'll go up against C.J. McCollum and the Portland Trailblazers.
And looking at that Timberwolves matchup, I think it's going to be an interesting challenge. Even though they expect to come out on top, this could probably be a pick'em game, depending on how they play.
4 on the clock. Here's the Cobra.
And, you know, you want to keep seeing this from Kuzma, I think. Active, engaged, and being effective on the defensive end.
Young with no one around. Los Angeles with another miss.
And still, he's scoreless. Boy, they could use just a little bit of help from him.
Pass to the Cobra. Three-pointer on the way. Trains it from beyond the arc. The Cobra's got himself on the board with 3 there. Lakers trail by 12. Poke loose, and that's out of bounds. The Lakers will retain possession.
Lakers ball.
Let's use this break for a quick look at the squads that really made it happen on the fast break last season. The Lakers second.
I mean, it's a crowd-pleasing style, right? I mean, this club just got out and ran at every possible chance.
Inside. And Caldwell Pope gets the basket. Caldwell Pope's got his second basket of the night.
Well, I tell you what, they've got to be fuming. I mean, they were way too late in contesting that layup.
Here's the Cobra. He's guarded by Caldwell Pope. Just 4 to shoot. Here's the Cobra. fouled in the act of shooting. Gets the bucket anyway, so a three-point play chance for him.
Yeah, terrific play right there. Great strength to finish through the contact.
That's exactly how it should be done. Get the bump, concentrate on the shot, and you'll get the bucket too.
Towns, he's checked in for Minnesota. And then for the Lakers, James comes in for Young, and it's Avery Bradley in for Cook.
One shot.
And this Timberwolves team, so fun to watch.
I agree. All-star talent on the rise, athleticism, and they can light it up too. Yeah, fun group.
Now, here's Kuzma. He's gotten some minutes, but nothing on the board yet. Bradley finds McGee. Back to Bradley. Their turnaround jumper, and they'll turn it over. Could not get off a shot. 24-second violation. And the Lakers making a change here. Green's checked in. Minnesota leading by 13. Napier feeling it out a bit. Here's the Cobra, guarded by Bradley. Good on the shot. The Cobra's got 8 points.
And not quite as aggressive from outside as they were in the first half, sticking to the high percentage shots, playing smart with the lead.
Now here's Green. Napier covering. Pass to LeBron. Solid play in the low block, and that one's good. 13 points in the game. And so it's Minnesota. 13 points up at the end of the period. Everything's fallen into place, and we'll see if they can keep it going. And we'll be back with you shortly. And it's time now to bring you our State Farm assist of the game.
And he sliced the D wide open with this feed. They had no chance to prevent that basket.
Yeah, that's just a brilliant read of the defense. I mean, it was also excellent anticipation of the movement of his teammates before the pass. Just great harmony on all sides.
And we reach the fourth quarter in a game that may be already out of hand. And so James will bring it up for Los Angeles, trailing by 13. Following this one, they get to host the Mavericks. That game will be a quick pit stop before hitting the road again. And on the court for the Lakers to start the fourth. LeBron and Kuzma make up the forwards. Green is out there with Bradley. And it's McGee in at the center position. And it's Towns missing.
Yeah, not a great shot there, especially when you got a lockdown defender guarding you.
Agreed. I mean, when the defense is right there, you got to move the ball, make the extra pass. That's a case of a poor shot selection.
His ability to create is a big part of what makes LeBron so effective, that there's no way to defend him in the open floor.
Here's the Cobra. Shoots over McGee. Towns dishes to Jing. Back to Towns. Just 5 on the clock. Here's the Cobra. It's hauled in by Los Angeles. LeBron's got his 4th rebound with that last one here tonight. Good, and it's Green picking up the assist. Green's got his 3rd assist on the night.
And I love the momentum he's building. Last game, he was just as dominant.
Yeah, I concur. I mean, definitely on the roll right now. Seems like everything he's throwing up is going down.
Minnesota calls timeout. And Danny Green, a terrific shooter who also, Greg, happens to give you great production on defense.
Yeah, and I'd have to say Green's probably alone in history with his shooting and defense. Only player to ever have 6 or more seasons with at least 50 blocks and 73s. You know, it might be arbitrary checkpoints, but nevertheless, it illustrates just what Green brings to the table a consistent 3-and-D player.
Shout out to Salsa for summer goes. I got addicted to salsa tacos. Shout out to ramen noodles. Now I see how I'm gonna make a stamina. I used to be holding the camera. Hated the glass, now you wonder what. That's spraying to me like my hand got done. We love Wu-Tang, but I feel like Santana. Sweet talking just like she Hannah Montana. I was clean, Tony Montana. Made it my wife for.
Big group substitution now for Minnesota. Bell, he's checked in for Jang. Robert Covington comes in for Jake Lehman. Andrew Wiggins, he's checked in for the Cobra. And it's Teague in for Shabazz Napier. And then for the Lakers, DeMarcus Cousins, he's checked in for JaVale McGee. Anthony Davis comes in for Kyle Kuzma. Rajon Rondo is subbed in for Brantley. Let's go now to the sideline and catch up with David Aldridge.
Thanks, guys. I listened to Tom Thibodeau talking to his team during the break. He told his team to keep looking for those perimeter shots. He said their defense is not respecting us, so let's keep shooting until they come out on us, guys.
Here's Teague, following the basket by Anthony Davis. Teague kicks to Towns, over Cousins, and it's Towns missing.
Not surprising he missed that one, though, Kevin. I mean, the defense was very aggressive on him there.
Count that one, and the Timberwolves lead has been cut to just 5 points on the basket from Cousins.
Timely passing leads to assists, and that's been the recipe for success.
Everybody on the same page, completely in sync, tremendous communication and awareness.
Now, here's Wiggins. Right side Teague. Feeds it to Towns. Over James, and Towns gets it to go. And the Timberwolves lead by 7.
Well, I like the focus Towns has, so confident down low. Taking advantage of his size there.
Green kicks to Davis. Bell with the block, and he's able to get it back. Timberwolves leading by 7. To the middle. Oh, and they get in the way of the alley-oop. Not to be. Good play defensively. Down low, here's Cousins. That shot off the mark. Minnesota's gone 5 of 10 from downtown tonight. 50% exactly. Covington passes to Teague. And Bell kicks to Wiggins. Nice ball movement by Minnesota. Towns with it. Guarded now by DeMarcus Cousins. Bell, and a beautiful feed leads to a monster jam.
I guess Towns got a little bit of point guard in him. The big fella with a beautiful dime right there.
Let's go. Count that one. And the Timberwolves lead has been cut to just 7 points in the basket from LeBron.
Rondo, a master at setting up teammates.
Teague finds Covington. Inside. It's stolen by Davis. The baseline J. And James with the basket on the assist by Davis. And that's now 19 points for LeBron. Green against Wiggins. There's the pass to Teague. And here's Bell. Wiggins right side. Shoots the 3. Rebound the Lakers. Davis has got his 5th rebound right now in the game. Wasted no time on that shot, but it's off the mark. And Teague's got the ball here for the Minnesota Timberwolves. The biggest lead of the game, 15 points. Passes it to Towns. And once again off the mark by Minnesota.
Just enough coverage to bother that 3-point attempt.
And it's out of bounds. They say it was last touched by Towns. Here's LeBron. Timberwolves leading by 5. Covington kicks to Towns. And stolen by Cousins. To the inside. And the call on the shot that sends him to the line.
Davis is really the total package. A mobile, sharp-shooting big guy who can score from everywhere.
And a breakdown here, guys. The hustle stats for the Timberwolves.
You know, block shots, guys, a clear indicator on the stat sheet of their excellent defense. I mean, leaving them no room to get off any shots.
Yeah, but also they haven't missed a beat in terms of their fast break game. That's been equally as effective all night long.
So the first one drops, and that shrinks the margin to just 4. And so Anthony Davis nails both of them.
What a clutch performer. He loves being in these situations, just relishes the opportunity. A lot of guys say they do, but you can see it in his face. He does.
Count it good.
Man, how about the cool, calm collectedness of Towns? Helps him come through when the game gets snug.
Now here's Rondo. Here's LeBron. It falls. What a beautiful shot to bring him to within 3.
And he has the chops for this, raising the intensity when it matters most.
Yeah, he's really calm in these situations. Simply takes his time in tight spots. You got to be patient, and he is playing to his strengths. Absolutely amazing, Kevin. This young man is so money, and his teammates absolutely love him. Karl Anthony Towns, a.k.a. Big Cat.
Timeout called the Lakers. They're down by 5. 41 seconds left to play here in the fourth.
Back to the city, we can go there. I'ma look, grow there. I'ma look, shine there, cause I'ma grind there. This is not an I thing, it's a we thing, it's a team thing. This is not an I thing, it's the green man, the green man. This is not an I thing, it's a we thing, it's a team thing. This is not an I thing, it's the green man, the green man.
And now we get the chance to present our Jordan Player of the Game, Karl Anthony Towns.
And he's provided them with a major mismatch on that low block tonight, that they've been able to lean on his scoring in the paint. And if nothing else has worked, he's given them a reliable option on every possession.
Defense! Defense!
And that'll be the Lakers as it goes out of bounds. Lakers retain possession. Here's LeBron. 36 seconds left in the fourth quarter. And he gets contact and the whistle on the shot. 2 shots coming up. There's the foul. That's against Minnesota.
And really, even at this stage of his career, James just seems ageless. He continues to dominate night in and night out.
Gets the first, and that shrinks the margin to just 4. And he is unable to get the second one.
That one miss was huge. He had a chance to turn this into a one-possession game.
Here's Minnesota. Now 8 seconds separating the 2 clocks. And now we've got the intentional foul.
That's his first personal foul. Second team foul. At the line for your Timberwolves, Jeff Teague. taking 2 shots.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
Good on the first, and that puts them up by 5.
And Teague is a little reserved, but he's a natural leader, a guy who commands respect, I think, on both ends of the floor.
So he goes 2 for 2 at the line, and it's a 6-point ball game.
Job well done at the line on that possession. They'll make things a little easier on themselves if they can convert those.
And the Lakers call time here. They're behind by 6. 26 seconds left in the game.
GameCube, Nintendo, 5% tint, so you can't see up in my window. Don't understand me, cause I'm boss hog gon' top down at Maxis with a big handy. Creased up, stand dressed to impress. Big boss belt buckle under my Michelin S. Oh, Gucci shades up on my braids when I escalade. When I'm riding spree wheel sliding like an escapade. I got it made, the big boss of the North. Ain't change, I still represent Swisher House.
Two seconds separating the shot clock and game clock. The drive by James. He dishes it to Cousins. James, the pass to Rondo. Back to James. Lakers passing it around. Lets it go with a 3. Davis kicks to James. Pass to Cousins. Dishes to Green. Beyond the arc. That one doesn't drop. And so the Timberwolves take the win. It was up for grabs right until the final seconds.
Yeah, and for me, Kevin, what stood out is just the overall trust this group has in one another when it matters most. Doing what had to be done and to send these fans home happy.
And now let's catch up with David Aldridge, who's standing by from the sideline. All right, Dave.
Hey, Kevin, thank you. Andrew, an impressive win for you guys. How will you look back on tonight?
It feels great, I think the whole team played great. We shared the ball, we grabbed rebounds, we made big possessions. So I think it was a great game.
Hey, Andrew, congrats again. Thanks for your time. Back to you, Kevin.
David, thank you as always. And that about wraps it up. For Greg Anthony, Clark Kellogg, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan. Thanks for watching the NBA on 2K Sports. So long.